Hey.
What's up? Welcome to Milford Radio. Thanks for joining us. As always, it's good to see everyone joining us on our show. My name is Mark Kaminsky. As always, I'm joined by Dan Zeke, and as you can see, Chris Heise is missing.
Yeah.
5 seconds. We were about to go, not 5 seconds, probably 3 minutes before we were about to go live. His computer broke. So
yeah.
He is in the workshop right now trying to get his computer working. Hopefully he joins us.
They had to call IT in last minute emergency, you know?
Right into the green room. They're in there now. They're giving filling up the tires and lube jobs and all that kind of stuff for Heise.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably enjoying himself.
All kinds of jobs.
The opening video was created by YouTube's next rising star. That was Dan Zeke, the Zeke Man. He has his own YouTube channel now. Tell us a little bit about your channel, Zeke.
Yeah, so just been kind of it's been in the back of my mind to start a YouTube channel for a while. It's funny because it's like when you go into your profile for Google, it tells you when you started watching YouTube, and I joined in like 2006. So I've been watching YouTube videos for the longest time. And then throughout, the pandemic, when you're home and you're like, man, what do I do? I networked a little bit and I decided, hey, it's something I'm going to do, take up some time and be an opportunity to showcase. Anyway, showcase travel, food, and beer adventures. So that's kind of what I'm up to.
Very good. Heise, welcome to the show. How was all the jobs you had there?
It was great. I got on. I finished all my jobs and I got right in.
That's good. Hopefully, so if we miss Heise in the middle of the show for some reason, his computer was hacked during the show, so he'll be working on that. Last week, boys. Well, actually, it wasn't last week; it was last show. So go ahead, Heise. Sorry.
I said all I had to do was send $1,000 to a Nigerian prince.
Oh, perfect.
And they let me in.
What a good deal. That's a solid deal. Last show, we were off last week for the 4th, and everyone got to enjoy some time with their friends and family. Our last show, we had the Honorable Ben Blake on. It was the second time he's been on the show. Definitely take a peek at that show because that's on our Facebook page and YouTube page. And you're going to learn some things that you probably didn't know about Milford, such as the letter G and the Benjamin G. Blake that he signs all over the place.
Yeah.
But there are some good pieces of information. Do you guys remember anything that stood out to you? Or was it good to just see Ben from the mayor's lair?
I don't really remember.
It's been a long 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
No, it's good to see the inside of City Hall. I don't think it's been since 4th grade for myself. Maybe a little class trip when we toured City Hall. So that was cool. Always good to hear from Mayor Blake.
It is. And speaking of that, we always want to hear from you. You could chat with us right now on either Facebook or on YouTube. And when you chat during the show, we actually see that. I haven't even pulled that up yet, but I'm also going to post a link that if you want to be a guest on the show, you can come on and speak to us live. You're actually we're at a max of 6 people, and I see in our green room right now, we have some Gavones sitting there waiting to come on. So we have, I'm not even going to say the names. I'll wait till they pull up because they're very dynamic names. So looking at that right now, let me see. We have some chatting in there from Rob Fiore. So join us anytime. Again, like our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, and you'll get the updates when we go live and everything. Boys, it was the 4th of July. I had the opportunity. We go every year to Laurel Beach, and so I think we got there at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Didn't leave till the fireworks were done. I gotta say, the private fireworks, because obviously almost every city has canceled their fireworks, were pretty amazing. I don't know if you guys had the chance to either see Milford or West Haven or anything. The fireworks. Did you guys experience that?
We were driving on the highway. We went to Newport for the day, and we all along 95 on the way home was right around like 8 o'clock at night, 8:30, and it was pretty cool.
Perfect timing,
More dangerous than catching billboards as you're driving, but looking for fireworks over the tree line on 95.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. The kids are amazed. And when we got into Milford, it was even my neighborhood was putting on a pretty big show as well. So it was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, with the West Haven, I live in West Haven. With the West Haven fireworks being canceled, it seemed like every neighborhood down in that area had fireworks going on. Especially, I live right in the center, and it was like explosive all night long from like 8 until midnight. But yeah, it was cool. It was good to see, and I'm sure down along the beach it was just as crazy.
It was pretty amazing. They did a really good job. I mean, my guess would be that each one of the houses that did the real like crazy ones was anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 that they were just literally lighting on fire. There were people that sitting on their decks with like almost like an iPad controlling which firework was going off at one time. No joke. It was legit. So I was glad to be there and not lighting my own $5,000 on fire. But I appreciate the Laurel Beach Association for doing that.
You also like all 10 of your fingers too.
Yeah,
that's true. Good. I'm definitely not the guy that should be lighting them off unless I'm on the deck on an iPad. With a Tribus beer or a Two Roads beer in my hand. But yeah, so a couple things, just quick things before we get to our guest tonight. Guys, COVID. We basically rebooted the show. We started the show 10 years ago. And basically it was to kind of bring the positive information of our city, and we've had some amazing guests from Dan Patrick to John Ratzenberger to the governor and that was Lamont, to basically every news person in Connecticut.
Angry John Mayer.
Yeah. Oh. Matt Scott.
Was it John Mayer that was? Yeah. John Mayer was angry. We pranked him. And then we also pranked Kevin, who's the actor? No, comedian. He's
right. We called his house.
The King of Queens. That guy, Kevin
James.
Yes,
James.
Yeah.
Yeah. We pranked him too, and he answered the phone as Kevin James, and said that Kevin wasn't there at the moment.
Yeah.
So anyway, the reason we started was to bring Milford information out to the Milford people, and we kind of rebooted this during COVID because really people had nothing else to do. So we got some free views out of that and was able to give some people some information. But I think over the time frame, if we look at what's been going on lately, Kevin James, thanks Steve Duran. Here's my son. Call me out again. But here's some stats right here. We've been talking about COVID, and this is as of Monday. One of the big things here that we've been looking at has been the total tested has gone through the roof, right? As far as how many people have been tested. And this goes throughout the country. But look at the total hospitalized, down 26%, even though we tested almost 25,000 more people.
Wow.
The total cases have gone up, which I think is natural. If you test more people are going to have it. If you tested the three of us, there's a good chance that one of us had it or have it, and we would have no idea. You know what I mean? So it's been pretty interesting to see those numbers. And Connecticut has been better than almost every other state out there. Heisa, you were in Newport. That's the second best state.
Yeah, Rhode Island has been right in line with Connecticut as far as their percentages and decreases. You would never know in Newport though. I mean, it was full blast.
Really,
a lot of people out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I read some stat today. I don't know whether it was today or yesterday that it was the first day that no one actually has passed away in Connecticut since March.
Wow.
Due to COVID. Yeah.
Right. Well, here's interestingly enough is it was actually just released today that Connecticut just added, actually Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey just added 3 more states to the list of states that if you come here, you have to quarantine for 14 days, which my guess would be that 95% of those people are not quarantining themselves for 14 days. How do you know?
Watching, yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, you don't have the COVID quarantine police running around. But today they added Delaware, Kansas, and Oklahoma to the state list.
Wow.
Now, but I didn't realize that brings the number up to 19 states that Connecticut has put this in for.
Wow.
I had no idea that it was 19 states. I thought it was like 4. It was like Texas, Florida, whatever, North Carolina or something like that.
South Carolina,
there's 19 states. Yeah. Basically, if you're not from Connecticut and you come here, just, go to sleep for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Right. So what they're saying is like, if you come in, then you have to you have to quarantine yourself, right? I mean, there's obviously no way to police it. Yeah. Because two people I work with at the brewery, one lives in California and the other lives in Florida, and they were both supposed to come up this week, and they canceled their flights. They're just staying home because.
I don't know about flying. That would be the one thing I'd be afraid of. I mean, we went to LBI. That was like a 3-hour drive. Heisey, you went to Rhode Island. That's a couple-hour drive. I don't know. Like, I would love to go to, somewhere down south, and not that we need to at this time of year because it's beautiful here, but just to get out of here. I don't know if I would be so thrilled to just jump on an airplane with a bunch of dirty animals,
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to sit in the cargo part, Mark. You can sit in chairs.
Those are the best prices.
Your kids travel in large dog carriers?
Yeah.
My kids go in there. That's right.
Yeah.
That cage you got for Christmas must have come in handy,
Yeah. Really quickly, I'm sure you guys all saw it, but what Louis D'Amato did from Milford. Did you guys see this with the billboard for Christopher Columbus?
Columbus, yeah.
Interesting story. I personally know the D'Amato family, and they're a very good family. And I'm not saying that the billboard is wrong or right. Louis was interviewed by, I forgot which news outlet, but he said that one of the main reasons, one of the goals was to promote Italian restaurants. I don't know. And the reason I'm bringing this up now is because we're going to get to our guests, and they're Gavones, and they're Italian. So I want to bring them onto the show. We're going to get to our first guest now. They're part of a YouTube show called the Pizza Gavones, which has been growing really quickly. So we're going to bring them in now. Let me unmute them first, so we get the.
Oh, here we go.
Full effect.
We want the full experience.
Let's bring in. This is Donnie Spox first. There's Donnie.
Oh, what's up, guys?
What's up, Donnie? We have the.
Mario, what are you doing?
Picciola.
Hey.
And we have the Gorilla Gavone. His device is not connected, so he's there, but I can't bring him up.
His head's not connected.
He's probably 80.
He might be on dial-up.
His 96-watt modem ain't connected.
Wait till you see him. You'll see what we mean.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for being on the show. Let's start from the beginning. I mean, tell us a little bit about the Pizza Gavones. What you guys got going on? How did this start? Do you have pizza backgrounds?
Well, I'll answer that question. So, kind of similar to the story that you guys gave as far as the whole COVID thing. It was kind of starting to get to me, and I've always had a huge passion for pizza. I grew up in West Haven, and my fondest memories are my dad bringing home Zuparties, or Zoops as they call it,
Zoops.
and Fox and Park. So that's kind of how it got in my blood.
Fox and Park.
Hey, there you go, Fox and Park, baby. But anyways, really what it was we wanted to make people laugh, and we wanted to have fun. And we're so sick of hearing about COVID and the governor and the Columbus statue and all the other stuff that's going on. We're like, we got to figure out something that people can enjoy and that brings back memories. And that really, it was the start of really the Facebook channel, which was all about New Haven style beats. And then I started like my own cooking channel. And we have this thing called Pizza Gavones, which basically is kind of a comedy. It's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of history, and a little bit about pizza. So that's kind of where it started.
That's great. That's good stuff. So I don't know if you want to dive right into, there's a couple different very important questions. One came from a viewer, which is, can you put pineapple on a pizza? Is that a real thing?
Hey,
we got the gorilla.
There he
For
is.
even asking that question, they should be kicked off the show. No pineapple on pizza. Gorilla, what do you think? First question was pineapple on pizza or no?
Junk.
Junk.
Unless if you're from California, then it's good.
Yeah.
California or Hawaii, that's the only
what?
acceptable answer.
Yeah, I'd say in California, avocado could go on pizza too. You know.
That's right. Yeah, the healthy places. Yeah, we're not about that here.
You guys were talking about those 19 states where people can't come into Connecticut. That should be the prerequisite. If you put pineapple on pizza, you ain't allowed in Connecticut. I don't care about the COVID. The pineapple, out.
It's blasphemy.
All right.
It's Abit's blasphemy.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, all right. So we can't put pineapple on a pizza. What? Because we are going to challenge you guys to the best pizza in Milford. Let us know what that is. We can talk about the New Haven situation too. But what makes the good pizza? Is it the sauce? Is it the crust? Is it what is it? Is it a combination of all of them?
Yes. All of them, right, Frank?
Yeah, it's really the combination of a coal or wood-fired oven. It's a thin crust, which usually has a high hydration dough. And then it's basically the sauce or tomatoes that they use, which are either Italian or San Marzano. But those three things, that combination is kind of like, it's like butter. Forget about it. If you got those three things and you got a really good New Haven style Abit's. And I want to talk briefly about, there's a difference between Abit's and pizza. And they're very different.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah. So Abit's basically is a New Haven word. It basically was brought over from the Italians that immigrated from Italy, but it's how they pronounced pizza, Abit's. So traditionally, it's New Haven surrounding areas, anyone who makes a thin crust pizza with Italian tomatoes. And now, because things have, we've grown, they don't really have coal and wood-fired ovens much anymore, other than the Trinity, which is Pepe Sally's and Modern. So I forgot what I was going to say.
Listen, hold on. That's what you get. 23% Italian right over here. Just like you know.
Exactly right.
I'm just saying. I was ready to give him 2% more tonight because he was on a roll. But now he doesn't wear it. He goes back down to 23%. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, these guys kill me with the 23%.
You got a Gavone name, with a Polish pizziola out of you.
So anyways, Ashpet. So anyways, to answer the question, that's New Haven Abit's. Then everything else really out of New Haven style pizza or New Haven style Abit's is called pizza. So that's really the big thing.
That's right. And then
Are you guys completely
in
against
Milford?
Chicago? Like the Chicago deep dish stuff, or nasty?
Junk. It's all the rest of it is basically Domino's.
Right. Right. Gotcha. Okay. So we, Donnie, you were just going to say about Milford. So we have some decent.
Well, Milford.
Decent Milford.
Well, all three of us grew up in West Haven, so to us growing up, Milford was like Beverly Hills. Like, we could never even possibly imagine living in Morningside or Laurel Beach. We'd be like, oh my God, we couldn't even possibly imagine it. So,
the closest we got to Milford was Frank's Roman Castle, which was in the mall.
Right, Frank's Roman Castle in the mall. That's exactly right.
That was like going to Naples.
Hey, Monsters places. Their places were huge.
Oh, yeah, that place was great.
And then, what do you call it? Used to be good too. Armolino's, I remember, was pretty good.
Yeah, Armolino's was good.
That was a good spot. We go there a lot. Frank's the resident Milford expert, though.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to that yet, so I'm going to wait.
He's asking. He just asked. What do you mean we haven't gotten to it?
Yeah.
I'm going to jump on it now.
We consider from West Haven. We consider that the East Side. You guys moved up to the East Side. You know, like the Jeffersons.
Like the Jeffersons.
Just saying, yeah.
Like the Jeffersons.
That's right.
All right, so Frank, I'm going to throw this out to you. I've been in Milford pretty much my whole life. I'm going to say my favorite Milford pizza is Jimmy's, and that's got some heritage going back to West Haven.
Yeah,
I'm going to say, hold on one second. I'm going to say my favorite in Milford is probably Papa's.
Isa, how about you?
I'm a Jimmy's fan.
Jimmy?
I would lean that way. Yeah, I like Papa's though too. Yeah.
What do you got, Frank?
You know, the first pie that I ate when I got here 25 years ago was Papa's on Naugatuck Ave. So it's kind of hard for me to go pretty much too far away from that. Now, I also want to be fair in being, a business owner in Milford, that there's a lot of good pizza in Milford. And it's kind of like, if Papa's is a 10 for me, you got Jimmy's, which is excellent. You got New Haven Pizza, which is the new place up in not in
Woodmont
Devon,
area, right?
in
Woodmont.
In Woodmont, they're a really
Yeah.
good pie.
I've been meaning to try them. I've heard good things.
Yep. Obviously Gigi's. You got Colony.
Colony.
Colony,
Yeah.
Colony's is a tough.
Colony's
deal.
not pizza, is it?
Well, let's be nice. So the thing
That's
with
when
Colony,
you're hammered. That's when you're hammered and you're throwing down a bunch of pie. It doesn't matter, It's just pizza. You just throw it down
That's
the
what it
gullet.
is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, but
yeah.
but Colony is not New Haven style pie. It's
No
not.
way.
Right. They got a huge following. They're super successful. As a businessman myself, I got to take my hat off to those people. It's just not New Haven style. It's a great place, but that's kind of it's not super high on my list.
Right. Agreed. For a pizza standpoint, I love the environment.
Yep.
Great bar, great people. Ken Martin, the owner, was on our show not too long ago. I did not say that their pizza is not pizza to him, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And the other place to mention too is Franco's. Franco's has been here forever. It's a really good pie. I think they just recently moved over to the Devon area, but that's another good place.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. So let's we all agree kind of in the same Papa's, Jimmy's, Franco. I think I agree with all of them.
Yeah, my rating was Jimmy's, by the way. You guys didn't hear that, but I do like Jimmy's.
Jimmy's is
Donnie,
good.
any feedback on Milford?
Jimmy's is, I'd say Jimmy's, and I'll be honest, I know it's a little different, but I do like Colony. I know it's not New Haven style, but hey Frank, give me that look again, and I swear to God.
Hold on. They made the emoji
you like Little
like
Caesars.
this. Hold on. This is the emoji for you. That's it. I'm just saying.
Frank ate all during high school. All he ate was Little Caesars, so I don't want to hear it.
But
Pizza.
But Donnie Spock might have just lost his Gavone card for a week.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
The rumor is that Jimmy's was a spin-off of Zupardi's. That's what I heard.
Well, I'll tell you the history on that quickly. I believe it's the Armand family or Armrod, or one of the names like that. I believe the gentleman that owns it used to be married to one of the Zupardi's daughters. They got divorced. He said this, and he came to Milford, and he's been here for a while. And I got to tell you one thing about those guys, that place, that they're huge, and something that I really enjoy is that they're a huge benefactor to the community. They give back a lot.
Yeah.
And it's something that I really admire about that place. And Colony, I think, does the same.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
Agreed. So New Haven. Would you guys agree? Is it the pizza capital of the world for sure? Like, is that a fact?
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
Fact. Not even.
I think
people who have no allegiance to New Haven have. You look in these Yelp charts they come out with on the Twitters, and they also got the guy up there in Boston, who I'm not going to talk about his name. All say New Haven is the pizza capital of the world.
Yeah.
And if you look really closely in the New Testament, there's a chapter in there and a verse that says the Trinity is Sally's, Pepe's, and Modern. You got to look real close for that, though.
I think that's the market control that religion class at Notre Dame.
I would agree. Listen,
Go ahead.
I want to say that I've been on the West Coast a ton, and obviously they hear the East Coast accent that I have, and the first thing, the first thing that people say is
that a West Haven accent?
It's amazing. I don't know what it is, but they know it's East Coast.
You want to know the funny thing? We're
quiet.
called the Gavones. He's really the only Gavone out of all three of us. He's a true Gavone. Like, we're acting, but he's a real Gavone.
So anyway, just pipe down there, Junior. So California, it's so funny because when I go out there and they know, it's amazing how many people over the years that I go and see family out on the West Coast that they relate immediately to Worcester Street. They will mention Pepe's, Sally's, Modern. It's actually amazing that they do that. It's crazy, how many people actually know about it on the West Coast.
Is California, is that West Allentown?
Yeah, that's right. West Allentown. That's right.
Listen, all they gotta do is take one look at him and they're like, "Yep, he eats a lot of pizza."
That's right. That's right. I'm not ashamed of that. That's right.
Yeah, it's good. So out of the Trinity that was in the First Testament, is there a winner there? Are they that different, or is Pepe's? I think a lot of people that are not huge pizza connoisseurs would say Pepe's is the best. I'm a huge fan of Modern. Pepe's is probably maybe the most successful because they grew so fast. But Gorilla, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm definitely a Modern fan. I mean, I am. I think overall they've been the most consistent for me, my taste, and I'm about the sauce. Their sauce favors my taste buds for sure.
There's never been a sauce your taste buds didn't like.
Not true. I don't like the ragu. I gotta be honest. No ragu. No, but I mean, all serious aside, Pepe's has been really inconsistent for me, to be honest with you. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't been to Sally's in years because I just get to the point where I don't want to wait in line on a Friday night for 2 and 3 hours. So
right.
They are great. Sally's is great. But
I'm a big Sally's guy. Sally's is
let him finish, Don. Let him finish.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's bad. Hold on. It's bad enough you guys did a show without me. Now I finally get some airtime.
Highest rated show, by the way.
I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyway, it's about the sauce. But guys, take over, Donnie. You must
No,
it's all right.
Now I don't want to talk. Now
you understand why they call them Gavones because
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in the story.
Take it over, Frank. Take it over.
Donnie Spock is next.
All right. To me, Sally's is the best because it's pizza and that's it. Come in, you have a pizza, a box and park, and they don't mess around. To me, it's the best sauce, and it's just always been. The Sally's tomato pie is the essence of Worcester Street.
Yeah, I haven't been to Sally's in for the longest time, and then last year I went around October time, and I waited in line, and we got in, and let me tell you, it was the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Sally's just kills it, man.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we all
now
have our own.
turn. So
yeah, go ahead.
Good stuff.
I'm going to give you a little kernel of knowledge before I answer the question. So Sally's and Pepe's both have.
Here we go.
See what I'm dealing with here with these guys? They won't even let me talk. So Sally's and Pepe's, they have the original coal-fired ovens. What a lot of people don't know is that the oven at Modern is actually an oil-fired or oil-heated oven. It's not a coal oven. And the pies are a little bit different. Sally's and Pepe's, it's like 99, 98, 97. I mean, they're just so close, I think, personally for me. But Modern's a little bit different. It's an excellent pie, but it's different than Sally's and Pepe's. This is a really hard question for me to answer because for 10 years of my life, we actually had a standing reservation at Sally's back when You can make reservations if you went there enough, and they actually had a secret number that only certain people got. So I spent, 10 years of my life going there, I think every Thursday night. And it's just amazing. Now, since I had kids, we've been taking our kids to Pepe's for the last 15 years, 18 years, simply because it's just a lot easier to get into Pepe's than it is to Sally's. But, if there was a gun to my head, as they say, I have to go with the Sally's tomato and garlic and pecorino. It's just the essence of an incredible crust, an incredible sauce, and the garlic and the pecorino, they just bring out just this flavor that's amazing. And again, Pepe's also is very, very good. But I'd have to probably, go with Sally's. And
Sonny, are you at the mall?
Hey guys! Hey, we got the whole Gavones family up here, by the way. Say hello. That's a true Gavone right there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I want to say one thing really quick. You notice how the special number back in the day, this is what happens when you move up to the east side quicker than all the other people. You get those special numbers. Like, I didn't get that because I was still left off in West Haven. The guys that moved up to the east side to Milford, they got those special numbers to get to Sally.
Yeah.
This is why I haven't been there in 20 years,
Since we're talking about New Haven, no, go ahead.
Hey, Gorilla, you can't call it from a rotary phone. That's why.
You see, here,
got the phone on the wall.
Before we get back, the trick of getting the number was to leave a good tip. But because you're a Gavone and you're so cheap, you don't leave any tips, you don't get any numbers. One hand washes the other.
Low blow there, Dottie. Low blow. He just gave
I know. Listen, Frank, you got to see him in person at some point.
These are the facts, and they're indisputable.
Nah, no facts.
Gorilla, show me your hand. Show me your catcher's mitt.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, there you go.
That's upside down. I can put 2 slices in that thing.
You got it.
The only number I got at Sally's was his phone number on the men's bathroom wall.
You know what they say in Italian? You got ugats. That's what you got. You got nothing.
That's right. So, boys, guys, let us know about your show. Where can people find you guys on YouTube and get more of this great pizza information?
Well, there's 2 sources. We have an extremely active Facebook group called All About New Haven Abitz, APIZZA. So that's our Facebook group, All About New Haven.
I joined it today, Frank. I joined it today. It's amazing the amount of people posting about pizza and it's amazing.
I got to be honest with you. I'm a pretty humble guy, but I'm amazed.
Where's my?
I'm amazed in 4 or 5 weeks where it went from 0 to I think we're 3,000 and something people, which I know in the scheme of things isn't particularly a big group, but for 4 or 5 weeks it is. So we've got the Facebook group, and then we also have 2 YouTube channels. One is under the same name, All About New Haven Abitz, and that I actually have some cooking videos on there about me making stuffed breads, mozzarella pie, different kinds of abitz. And then we've got a YouTube channel called Pizza Gavones with a G.
Very good.
And
very good.
That's what we have.
You guys, I think I saw, do you guys have a pizza truck? Or did Frank?
Well, I had a pizza truck for about 3 or 4 years. I still technically have it, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But yes, that was called Fired Up Pizza Truck.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. Guys, anything else you want to say? Oh, you know what I just thought of? How about Tom and Pat's with their pizza roll thing?
They're so good.
Well,
they weren't thrilled with that.
Or
well,
how about
here's the thing.
Bar in New Haven? Bar pizza never came up either.
Brewport.
You guys didn't give us a
Where
chance.
are Ernie's? We're throwing names out. Ernie's.
All right, cool.
Maybe that's West Valley.
Hey,
come back for another episode.
Ashpet. You got Ashpet. That means quiet.
Andiamo.
So let me address the Tom and Pat's. there's the old Tom and Pat's and the new Tom and Pat's. And I'm going to try to be as politically correct as I can. And most people that know me know that I'm not politically correct at all. And I pretty much speak my mind, but I'm going to curb this response. And I'll tell you that Don and I, we used to go, because we used to live right by Tom and Pat's. They had great beats. They had those roll-ups, which were amazing. But word on the street is that it's not what it used to be, and I'm being very nice.
I've been there. It's a new owner. Listen, he's trying. He really is. And it's just, it was the Armelinos owned it for years. They opened it when they were 16 years old, the brothers.
Right.
And it's just, I was trying to give him some time. It's been a little while, but, it's a tough business, especially to open up a pizza place that is in the area where they're in West Haven, New Haven area. It's tough, but it's not what it was.
The reason I brought that place up is because that's a place living in what is that, West Haven in Milford.
West
we
Shore.
would we would
that's West Haven.
Yes, exactly. When we wanted, like after Little League games, like 30 years ago, we would go to either zoo parties if we played West Haven behind Chicks over in that area, or we would go to Tom and Pat. Yeah, and it was so I'm talking 30 years ago, and I remember being impressed back then. I haven't been probably in 30 years.
It was great when we were kids.
It's changed, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The one thing I do want to announce, and we can stay on here and filibuster as long as you want, but one of the things we're working on is we're actually going to start doing Abit's reviews. So we're going to go to an Abit's, a pizzeria place, and we're going to sit down with the owner, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about the history of their pizzeria. We're going to have a little bit of review on the pizza, and we're going to have a little review on the place. So, there are some people out there that do pizza reviews, but we want to take that to the next level, and that's kind of the kind of direction we're going in with the Pizza Gavones.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Find the hidden gems. That's what people need.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, especially during this time when people are, with COVID, so many restaurants had to close. People are hurting. It would be nice to know a couple new places to go. And, I love Pepe's and I love Modern, but there's probably some other local business owners that could take our money.
I mean, we want to be the pizza evangelist. That's what we want. We want to just spread the joy with Abit's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Guys, any last comments before we let you go?
No, just these.
The only comment I have is thank you very much for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. On that show, I want to get off this one. I can't take these guys anymore. You got to help me.
I'm sensing a spin-off show's coming up.
Good luck to you guys.
Let me tell you guys,
You get free beer if you're on this show.
They're not easy to work with. They're not easy to work with.
All right, guys, the Pizza Gavones, we appreciate you being on the show, and we will post your links. Hopefully everyone follows you, and we'll definitely be watching your pizza reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thanks again
Thanks,
very
guys.
much.
Thank you.
If you ever want 3 Gavones back on, let us know.
You got it. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
All right. The Pizza
I'm
Gavones.
hungry.
I know. Now I am starving. I've had a beer
I can do
without
a
pizza.
pizza taste test right now. I'll do a blind taste test.
Yeah. So a very entertaining interview there, but educational as well. Educational. I mean, it comes down to the sauce, right?
Apparently that.
Or the brick, the oven that it's getting cooked in. I think there's a lot of information. So what we'll do on our YouTube and Facebook pages, we're going to post the links to that private group thing that they have that went to like 3,000 people overnight. It really is interesting. I joined today. I am a huge pizza fan, and the amount of passion on that page, like people are saying, hey, what's the best, pizza place in Naugatuck? I'm going there for a baseball game, and boom, within minutes, you're getting all these places that are good and bad, like, hey, avoid this place, but go to this place. So it's really interesting. You need. Here's a comment from Jimmy DeRico. You need them on again. We'll get them on. Danny Worrell. Who's that? What's his name? Disco Dan.
Yeah.
Disco Dan.
Disco Dan.
I've had Silver Sands. They're not bad too.
Not bad.
Sands pizza, not too bad. Yeah. It's funny because in this area, it is like a passion. It is like you mentioned to anyone around here, you say, hey, where's your favorite pizza place? And you could talk literally for hours about it, you know? It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, I totally agree. People have a passion
People
for
are
it.
very loyal to their brand too. You know, they don't like to travel outside their pizza circle, so to say.
You know, one question I forgot to ask is, a place like Bella Napoli here in Milford, their pizza is not very good, but it's not awful. It's like middle of the road pizza. And I like them. I order from them often. What I like about them is you order something like within a half hour, it's at your door. It's consistent. It's quick. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Right. Exactly. It's expected. And I appreciate that, especially with kids when we'll have like, you know, pre-COVID, when you have a bunch of kids over your house, you just order them Bella. I'm not going to Jimmy's and going to pick it up, you know?
You're not spending $25 a pie.
Exactly.
12-year-olds.
Right. But I'm not getting Domino's either. You know what I mean? No. So they're more of that middle road.
Lucky enough to have this many options.
Right.
Did you guys ever see
caught up?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Gigi's when they were asking. Yeah. Did you guys ever see the movie that came out, the Pizza, A Love Story?
I never saw that, but I really want to see it.
I want to ask you guys. Yeah, it was just a limited premiere, like a movie, a small theater in New Haven, and they went through Modern, Pepe's, Sally's, and the history between all three and everything else. So it's something to check out.
No, it's awesome. I want to see it. I haven't seen that.
You guys want to go together?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh man. So guys, we talked about, remember when the beaches we saw that video of that dude getting beat up on the beach in Milford? So Milford closed the beaches to anyone outside of Milford. You have to be a Milford resident to go to the Milford beaches. Obviously the city was not watching it close enough. Too many people came. There was issues, all that kind of stuff. So they shut it down. And besides just police involvement, police presence, they started ticketing, and it was $90 a ticket if you did not live in Milford. So what they finally realized, the city, which I think is a great idea, is they actually just made a law change or whatever, that beach parking tickets are going up. Apparently before COVID, if you were parked illegally near a beach, it was $35. Now it is going up to $85, and this is post-COVID. So because $35, if you went to the beach and call it Westport, Greenwich, even Norwalk, for us being out of not non-resident, you're paying $40 to $50 just to park.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good way to kind of, I don't want to say keep people out, but I mean, if you really want to use the Milford beaches and enjoy yourself, pay $85.
It's a lot of money.
Our tax dollars pay for the upkeep and maintenance and liability of having people on the beach and the parks and the parking lots and the bathrooms. So, hey, if you want to utilize not our property, but Milford's property, then, you got to pay.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Tough luck. I wanted to show. So back when we started this show 10 years ago, we used to do a whole segment of like, first of all, we used to do a segment called Dirty Laundry. Do either of you remember what that was? I don't. Sarah was like, you should do Dirty Laundry again. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Oh wait, was that when we talked about events around the country that were
like dumb news type thing?
Yeah, like most of it came out of Florida, right?
Yeah.
It was like the Florida News Channel.
Yeah.
That was before when you used to Google Florida Man.
Yeah, right.
Florida Man, you get a ton of articles. Yeah.
It's the same thing. I don't know. I do remember we had a pre-recorded. It's Dirty Laundry. It was like a whole song thing that we had a whole package for it, but whatever. So anyway, I had those thoughts in my mind, and I started Googling like dumb stories, dumb news stuff. So I found one. It was about a Louisiana man. He was charged for swimming in a sporting goods store. It was actually a Bass Pro Shop. So take a look at this video.
He's talking about, I don't know. Oh my gosh. OMG. Oh Lord. Okay, he's getting out. Lord, I thought he was drowning. What the fuck happened?
Watch him run. He runs.
This is interesting.
He had his shoes on.
Yeah.
That's fit.
That is hysterical. So that is the guy's name. He's 26 years old. His name's Kevin Weiss. He plunged into the indoor aquarium at a Bass Pro Shop in Louisiana last week to follow up on his promise that he made his followers on social media. And this was his quote. And it was his TikTok. He said, quote, "I said that if I got 2,000 likes, I would jump into the tank," Wise said. "I got way more than that and didn't want to be a liar." So he went. So he did it, and he was charged with simple criminal damage to property and released with a citation to appear. But you to just have like at the end of your day a fun little thing. Just Google like dumb stories, or like you said, Florida man.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? He's a man of his word there. He followed through.
Right.
Stupid, but. Yeah.
I saw a video. Some guy in Kentucky put on a Captain America outfit, but he was bare chested and like a diaper on, and he rode a mini bike through Walmart on July 4th.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why a diaper?
I don't know. What was that guy in Times Square that we saw down there? The naked cowboy?
Yeah, naked cowboy. He's still there. Yeah.
Oh, is he really?
I'm not joking. During that list of like dumb stories, one of them was about the naked cowboy because they had it was either a Black Lives Matter protest, some sort of protest was going on recently, like last week in New York City. And he kept, so thousands of people are protesting, and he kept walking up like with his guitar and playing guitar in his underwear. And people like started throwing stuff at him, like, "Get out of our protest because you're going to start a fight. Someone's not going to like you in underwear." So he finally said, "Okay, I'll back off." But the naked cowboy. So youth sports right here in Milford slowly are starting to open. I know. I think the governor said today or yesterday that we're actually not even going to go to phase 3. Right? We're just going to stay where we are for a while, watching these other states kind of just go crazy. But this was a post on the Milford City Hall Facebook page. It says, "Good morning, Milford. Effective today, July 6th, which was yesterday, certain aspects of the following youth sports will be allowed." So these are good: football, basketball, ice hockey, lacrosse, cheerleading, dance, water polo. Didn't know we had water polo. Wrestling, boxing, and martial arts. In order to account for the health and safety of all of our players and staff, these sports can engage in individual or group training, controlled practices, scrimmages, games, meets, and matches, and tournaments. So we're slowly getting there, guys.
I'm so glad I have a reason to wear my Speedo again.
Yeah. We can play water polo and watch that movie, the pizza movie.
The pizza. A piece.
Well, I know
a piece.
Little League. My Colin has his first game on Friday, so looking forward to that.
Cool. That's awesome.
League.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I didn't make Frank happy with that. Look at that comment.
Lost 5
points. Bella Napoli, you think he's talking about, right?
Yeah. I like Bella. They're consistent.
I like I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
Another thing coming back.
The governor was in Milford today.
Doing what?
Having lunch.
Water polo?
Having lunch, maybe discussing the last water polo match. I don't know.
Where did they go to lunch? Was he with Ben G?
The Honorable.
Yeah. Where'd they go?
They got their pictures taken down at Gray River.
Oh, okay. So they're at Monty.
There, yeah. Sitting outside wearing their masks and whatnot. And
yeah, of
Mr.
course.
Mr. Maroney was there as well.
Yeah.
So maybe discussing, next phases and maybe not having next phases and all that other stuff, but
right.
Little lunch date.
Yeah, that's cute.
I have nothing else to say about it. I wasn't there. I noticed that he happened to be in the area.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
The another event. So the big event that was canceled was the Big E. For some reason, the Big E, which brings in more than 1 million people every year to the Big E, which I didn't realize. Which is also if you ever want to go just people watching, that is the place to go. It is.
If we didn't have a pandemic going on, it's where you would go to catch something too.
Correct.
There's a lot of people all sweating on top of each other.
Oh.
I know a lot of people look forward to it, but I look to usually avoid that. I don't know.
Yes, totally agree. So that got canceled.
Tuesday afternoon. That's the best time to go.
Yeah, or never.
Or never.
I can't even remember the last time I went to the Big E.
Frank is still busting my stomach. I'm not even going to post what he's saying. He's hitting me. He's killing me on the Bella thing, I guess. I'm not even going to put it up. So the Big E got canceled. The Greatest Bluefish tournament. I don't know if you guys have. Last time I fished was probably with you guys on that boat in Bridgeport,
where no ones that caught nothing.
Yeah. We drank a lot of beer, though. That's for sure.
We did. We did.
Caught a hangover.
The fish were eating the puke. Exactly.
I was riding a tugboat by the end of the night.
Oh, I should have posted those pictures on here.
Oh man, no.
That was good. But the Greatest Bluefish tournament is back. This has been going on for a ton of years. It's only $36 to enter. It's a great event for people of all ages. There's tens of thousands. I think the winner is getting $40,000, but there's a bunch of money prizes going on. You go to bluefishtournament.com to check that out. But that is not like a paid sponsorship or anything, but I'm just excited to see events that are actually still going on. And that's one of them. So I'm glad to see that.
I think that's based out of Bridgeport, right? Is that
I
what
think
we're
so.
saying?
Yep. It's all the Long Island Sound, but I think it is based out of what is that place? Where we took the charter out of? Captain's Cove.
Captain's Cove, yeah.
Yep. Where they have those little righty tugboats and stuff. Oh my God, that was funny. That was a long night. The last thing I gotta say, guys, and then we can talk about whatever you want, but it's almost time to log off as well, is that for boaters, the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary is partnering with Port Milford Marina for a vessel safety check. It's Saturday, July 18th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Basically, you just bring your boat in. U.S. Coast Guard will be available at the marina to conduct free U.S. Coast Guard vessel safety checks. If your vessel passes, I like the word vessel. If vessels pass, you're awarded a U.S. Coast Guard vessel safety check decal that lets everyone know that you're like the safest dude on the water. And if you fail, there's no citation or anything. They're just basically going to say, fix your light or your vessel is no longer a vessel. Oh, man. All right, Frank's getting positive now. I heard the bluefish like, beef. So I highly suggest that everyone checks out the Pizza Gavones. Check out that Facebook page too. Again, like I said, we'll post that on our Facebook page when the show's over, most likely tomorrow morning. But we really appreciate, boys. Do you guys have anything else to bring up? Any other topics?
No.
Well, I thought we could discuss the Columbus statue, and no,
I avoided that with the.
I don't need to bring anything up.
Right.
We're good.
We're good. We also should check out the Zeke Man on YouTube.
Yeah,
I heard through a source and not through the Zeke Man that there's a new video coming out soon.
Yeah, the next day or two.
Next day or two?
Yeah.
All right, we got to subscribe to that page. Subscribe to ours too. We were supposed to have one of my son's business partners. I saw him on earlier, but he probably got scared by the Gavones and he took off. He was in the waiting room. But anyway, appreciate everyone watching, listening. Like our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We appreciate you listening. This is milfordradio.com. We're going to end the show with Zeke's produced piece. Peace out, boys.
See you guys.